All right, hello, this is Daryl Mart with ApexInvesting.com doing an Apex Sniper webinar series. We're talking about thriving in 2021. And if you want to join us and learn how to follow our systems, you can for free at apexinvesting.com/bootcamp. Again, that's apexinvesting.com/bootcamp. Okay. And we got our disclosures. You know what you're doing before you do it. There's risk in trading. If you haven't figured that out, you need to. Okay, some reminders. I hope everyone with Thrive is enjoying the OP copier. Y'all loving that? It is helping me out personally a ton. Awesome. Also, those with Chart Trader, are you enjoying the hotkeys? Have you used those yet? So very helpful for getting those trades on quickly. So if you're, it's only $100 for Chart Trader. So definitely you want to sign up for that and get access to it. Happy holiday, happy Resurrection Sunday coming up. Hope everyone has a great holiday weekend with their family. Reminder, the markets will close at 9:15 Eastern Time on Friday. Okay? So just be aware of that. There really won't be any trading on Friday. And then, of course, like I said, happy Easter, happy Resurrection Sunday. And Apex will be closed, and the market, again, closes at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay? So it'll shut down. The indices will shut down. Now, speaking of Easter, we're going to have some specials. Who likes sell specials? Anybody out there? Any of y'all had some courses or things you thought about buying? You get access to OP Copier with Thrive, and we have a special coming up on that as well. So, where to find them? Okay. Let me show you this. If I can get my stupid... Chrome window to move. What's it doing? Hold on one second. Okay. Let's do it Alright, so once it loads up, the top of the page, you have account menu links, and click on sign up for any plan or product. And then under that, the specials will be up. So as you can see, we already have a lot of specials listed. So we have 4 months of gold for $600. We have the Elite Gold for Silver pricing. Again, you won't lose your free time. Just let us know about it. Meaning you get it for $200 a month. I should put the price. Oh, it says that. $200 a month instead of $300. We have Elite Gold for Silver pricing. $1,000 today, $1,000 in 6 months for semi-annual. And we got the Gold for Silver Lifetime, the Titanium for Gold, and the Platinum for Gold. So all the other ones are also going to be listed, and they'll be listed at the very top when it's a flash sale. What is a flash sale? Flash sale is one that lasts for 1 day. Those specials run through Monday at midnight. Okay, so those specials end at Monday on midnight. If you can help them out, John. Okay, so the specials I just went over, the gold for silvers, the 4 month specials and all that, and another special we're going to have that we'll send out to you in Monday at midnight. You can sign up and we'll add on the time. Okay? So, just make sure if you upgrade, if you're on silver already, and you're upgrading from gold to silver, submit a help desk ticket so we cancel your silver out and we give you the free time. Does that make sense? Like you're 2 weeks into your silver, or you just got billed a week ago. You got to sign up before 4/5/21. When you do, email us and we'll add the extra time on for you and cancel the silver for you. Okay? So what are the flash sales? A lot of y'all have been asking for special sales on certain products that you've been wanting to add to your sniper arsenal, and we've never done a flash sale before. Okay, so this is how we're doing them. We're going to do them each day this week. They will be for 1 day. When it's over, it's over. So don't wait. Don't ask us a day later if you can get access to it. It'll be last for 1 day. Again, under any plan or product at the top of the page each day. We'll also blast them out every morning, but you don't have to wait for the blast. They'll be on the sign-up page at midnight. Okay? So here's the schedule. Thrive recordings. Save $100. Instead of $397, it'll be $297. That will be tomorrow. So if you've been thinking about Thrive, which you should be thinking about getting Thrive, and you're going to want to be getting Thrive, you can save $100 tomorrow only, starting at midnight tonight. Okay? Markers Plus. Save $50 on 1 or 2 licenses. Again, 24 hours only. Friday, we're going to have a 14 months of Elite Gold for only $14.97. So that'll save you $2,700. Now, if you already have time in, we'll add the time on. Maybe you're on an annual, you don't renew for 6 months. You can sign up for that, and we'll add on the 6 months in addition to the 14 months. That's on Friday. On Saturday, we'll have the Mind Mastery course for only $247. On Monday, we'll have the Sharpshooter live recordings for only $247, and they are different than Thrive. So it's one of those courses that's good to take after Thrive. If you're already taking it, you want to get the Sharpshooter live recordings. So if you've been waiting on any of these, now is literally the time, because we have never done a flash sale like this or made these discounts publicly available. Okay? So again, each flash sale is going to be limited to the first 50 people. We'll take it off when it's gone. It'll go up at midnight, and they'll be available. So sign up as soon as you can. All right? So that is the schedule. I'm going to leave it up there and give you a chance to take a screenshot if you want to. So somebody said many new people may not know what Thrive is. Thrive is where we teach you. Here's the best summary of Thrive. Okay? We teach you 0 through 4 level of trades. A 0 is a horrible trade that you just made up. Okay? A 1 is a trade that is close but doesn't meet the rules. Like maybe it's a trapped Xbox, but it doesn't line up with DR. Or it has obstructions in the way. A 2 is what we teach you in boot camp. Okay? We teach you level 2 trades in boot camp. And that's just following the rules every trade. A 3 and a 4 is where we teach you much higher probability trades, so you only take the best of the best. We also teach you a 100-tick trade called a JFT, or John's favorite trade. If he had to only pick one trade, that's the trade he would take. And we teach you a lot more than that. So if you want to take advantage of this, like if you want to go to another level, if you want to like really excel, even if you're not done with boot camp, you're going to want Thrive. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of the gold courses. We'll add on your free time if you're still in boot camp. So these spots are going to go quick, I'm pretty sure, each day, so you don't want to miss out on them. If you're unsure about Thrive, here's my suggestion. Go to apexinvesting.com/Thrive and just watch the testimonials of people of what they said that were there and how it helped them. Okay? And it talks about how to read the market, how to use the 30 tick, how to use the 50 tick. I mean, it gives you so much information, but it's really broken down step by step. So, I want to talk to you about a special indicator. All right? So, y'all understand the flash sales, right? We got that covered? So, they're 1 day only. They only last for that day. They don't go backwards. They don't go forwards. You do not need to have simplicity to get Thrive. No. And you get OP Copier with it. That's right. Yeah, your spouse can log on for you and purchase. Mine does that whether I ask her to or not. So just hop on there. I mean, it starts in 3 hours. So just set an alarm, get up, take it. All right. So I want to talk to you about a special indicator. I was talking to Lori for about an hour last night. She's doing well. She got her mom moved in. And we had Jeff and Gabe and his wife and Cameron and his wife and Leo and Marion all went out there and helped him out. Helped her out. Helped her get everything packed up. Literally, Jeff drove her across the country, unloaded everything. And her mom's doing a lot better. So she'll be back in. She's just getting things, settled. And when we were talking about, like people needing to trade in sim and people needing to learn lessons and all that stuff. And, a lot of times people think my goal in sim is to make money. Your goal is never to make money. Okay? And your goal is to trade well. Because if you try to make money, you're going to lose money. I can tell you from very painful personal experience over the years, when I try to make money, I lose money. Tiger Woods doesn't try to score a certain score for a golf game. He makes sure every play is done well. Okay? And usually at the beginning of the day, most of y'all do really well. At your first trade, most of you are just waiting for a setup. And we'll get a setup pretty soon, so it's not that hard, and you're just trying to follow the rules. But then you make some money, or you lose some money, and that P&L goes from 0 to positive or negative, and then you start focusing on your P&L. How many times do y'all look at your P&L? I mean, just being honest. I mean, do you look at your P&L just as much, if not more, than you look at your chart? I mean, I know I can get caught up in that. I know traders who have covered it up. Literally, they put tape over it. How much does your P&L impact your trading? So I'm hearing a great deal, too much, a lot. And the thing is, it really can. But in a bad way. Because does it tell you if it's a good setup next? Can it prompt you to make a bad trade? It's like you're winning, so you think you're on fire and you keep placing trades and you lose it all, or you're losing and so you got to get out. You just take whatever trade comes up, or you just make one up, but you're like, okay, this looks good. We're talking about a trade in the room tonight where it looked like a good SLZ, but there was only 2 levels. There weren't 3. And the third one was live. And so it was tempting to take that as an SLZ, even though that was not a valid trade. So I think, and you tell me if you're right, but a lot of us put the make money indicator on their chart. And really they put it in their mind. And it becomes like another indicator to filter your trades. It's almost like DR. Is it green or red? PL, is it green or red? Is anybody, am I just talking about myself? Or is anybody else guilty of this? Why do I show you my P&L? To show you that I really do it. And I only show you when I'm done trading for the day. So a lot of y'all have a indicator that you're using that you shouldn't be using. Now, at the end of the day, do we want to win? Do we want to have profit? When it's all said and done and we walk away? Yeah, of course we do. That is our ultimate goal. But will you make more money by staring at your P&L? Will you make more money worrying about, I need to make that money back? Yeah, you'll make less. And what you literally got to do is go, I'm just going to be patient and wait for good setups. That is my job. My job is not to make that money back. My job is, not to worry about losing again. My job is not to worry about losing what I've made already. Because when I start doing those things, I force trades. Daryl Martin, forces trades when I worry about P&L. Is there anyone in here that's not guilty of that? Okay, so I want you to think about this. And do you want the make money indicator on your chart? In the sense of, do you want to use it as your P&L as an indicator to make your trading decisions? Are you going to thrive in 2021? Are you going to get to six figures using that indicator? So, yes, your P&L may be on your chart. If it's messing you up, literally take out some tape and put it over your P&L. You got to know when you're up 3 trades. You can always glance over at it in your control center. So you literally can remove it. One of my mentors literally, and he's a great trader, literally put tape on his monitors right where the P&L is. And some of y'all may need to actually do that. Some of y'all told me you were looking at the thing 1,000 times a day. So, and you can even get rid of it. Let's see here. Come back. So you go to properties, show P&L when flat. You can get rid of that right there. And then you can change it to ticks instead of dollars. So what I did was I right-clicked on properties in the chart trader area. And I got rid of show P&L when flat and changed P&L display unit to ticks. And then hit apply. And look, it just says P&L. Vivian said she even named her ATM make money. Yeah, don't do that. Rename it trade well, okay? Do you think that might help you? I mean, it's just a simple thing. And I'm not saying you have to do it. But some of y'all are looking at that P&L so much, you're looking at it more than you're looking at your chart. And it's taking your distract. Like, I didn't get the trade. Well, that's because you're looking at your P&L. And then you can look over occasionally. You can open up your control center, and you can look under the accounts tab and see your P&L. And you save money on the shrink. Yep. But I don't know, that just seemed to resonate. We were talking about it, and Lori's like, you have to cover that on the webinar tonight. And it's the make money indicator. And it loses you money. It is falsely named. Jennifer states she had she's two trades away from qualifying for her first Lilu account. She only made one trade today and was waiting on 3 and 4 level trades to get a second and final qualifying trade, but was really being patient today and was okay with knowing that tomorrow is another day. That's a perfect attitude. Yeah, you should definitely have your control center up, but you can put it on the positions tab. Right? So when you have your control center up, put it on the positions tab instead of on the account tab. And then after a trade's over, you need to check it, whatever, you can look. But it'll make it where you look at it a lot less. So do you think that might help y'all not make so many bad decisions based on your P&L? Maybe hiding that, changing it to ticks? So get rid of that make money indicator. And even if you have it showing, be aware, like say, am I using my make money indicator? Because that one loses me money every time. Or not every time, but a lot of times. So hopefully that'll help y'all out. It was a simple idea, but it's something that we were talking about. And we were talking about it even in Sim. Like, not trying to make money, but trying to trade well. And setting it to ticks, I haven't set the ticks on my main chart. I have to change it over to dollars to be able to like take a screenshot. So just another way to help you think correctly and overcome the middle game and build up the mind mastery. That sound good? Y'all like that? Now I think it's important to be aware of your profit and loss so you don't bomb your account, but not trade based on your profit and loss because it doesn't impact the trade. It'll impact your decisions, but it doesn't impact what the market is doing. All right, who wants to do some market review? If I get my chart over here, it's having a hard time. There it goes. All right. JFTs we can only review in the Thrive room because that's Thrive content. But if you have any questions, please ask in there. We will answer them for you. Okay, here's where I logged on this morning, so that's where I'm going to start at. And notice when I do these webinars, do I cherry pick days? Or do I do the day? The same day. And the webinar's planned in advance, so I don't know how that day is going to go. I just do the same day, so I don't cherry pick them. Okay, let me shrink these down. I think I gotta change something. Hold on. What's he gonna change on bar range so it doesn't shrink your chart? Let's see. Auto scale. If you turn off auto scale, then it won't shrink your chart when you go backwards. I'm going to do this. It's going to make my chart load, which is going to take like 5 minutes. Now, speaking of JFT trades, one thing you got to make sure is that it has to be divergent. And you need to know what divergence is. John, what's the video that has divergence on it that talks a lot about it? And I'll repeat this for the recording. So video what? Section 5, Video D teaches oscillation detector divergence. Okay, so John said that it's the same concept. You go to video section 5, video D, and you just learn what divergence is. And what we talked about is big hill, little hill. And then going in the opposite direction of the market. But definitely rewatch the Thrive video because he goes over that. And submit your charts if you think it is one, so that way we can help you confirm if it is or it isn't. Yeah. All right. Now let me go back here. And what John was saying, because I know it's not in the recording, so I'm just repeating it, because I only have one recorder on. Is one of the biggest things we've seen is people picking trades that aren't divergent. They're not making a lower low, a lower high. You're not getting your big hill, little hill, things like that. Okay. That's where I started. Section 5, Video D. Alright, so let's do some chart review. Alright, we got an SLZ right here. Coming right off of a wall and a mini magnet. So if it's close to it and comes off of it, is it valid? Yes, it is. If it's close to it, period, it's valid. Within a couple points. If it looked close, it's close. And I don't worry about much of anything on SLZs. So we got right there. Okay? My setting on the indicator is high, and it is set for 30 days for dynamic magnets. All right, I called that one out this morning. A lot of people got that. Moving forward. Okay, we got a long here. Do we take this long? You want a larger pointer? Hold on. Give me a second and I'll try to get you one. Let me open up my pointer. Alright, so that was the SLZ. That's what that blue bar means. And close to a dynamic magnet, or close to a wall, 2 points away there. We take it. Now we go over here and we get this long. We're going into double mini magnets. And we're chopping. You'll see that? So this is a trapped Xbox lining up with DR, which by the way is low. Okay. Chopping, going into double mini magnets. There's like 3 things against the trade, so we do not take it. So, and I guess there's a rose wall hidden behind that. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? It's also right at the start of the dark zone at 9:25. Now, move forward. Now we got an SLZ. If we weren't in the dark zone, would this be a valid trade? Yes, it would. Should we take it, being in the dark zone? No, because it can fly so many different directions so fast, you won't even get your fills. Okay? So that one would have worked out, but again, we should not have taken it. Remember, SLZs love to reverse off major levels. Oh, okay, we got an SLZ right here. Do we take this SLZ? Still in the dark zone. No, we don't take it. It's also not at a major level. It's not any level. It has to be a major level. It has to be either a dynamic magnet, a flux, a deviation, double mini magnets, or 3 of anything. So it doesn't meet that, and you can't count live. So when I talk about dark zone, we don't trade the 5 minutes before and after the open. We call those 10 minutes the dark zone. We don't take any trades during that time because stocks from mutual funds and everything are in overnight orders are all pouring in. The markets move very fast, and you won't want to be doing that. Okay? Let's see here. Let's just get past the dark zone. All right. Now today there weren't a ton of trades, but there were good ones if you watch for them. All right. There's a TX short. Do we take that TX short? We got a indicator saying that there's a TX. It's short. Do we take it? No, it's in coil chop. Coil chop is down, up, down. Also, DR is below the yellow line there. It's low. So, as far as profit, it would have taken profit before it went to that wall. But the coil chop and the low DR made it a no-go on the trade. And remember this, you gotta be trading to trade well, because there's gonna be a lot of trades we don't take. And I was talking to John, he's like, man, some people take the trades because they see you take them, they're like, not that I take them, they see that I go over them, and a lot of the trades work, and so they just go ahead and take every trade. That does not work out well. So here we got a long trade. Do we take it? Yeah, ideally we want DR above the yellow line, and it needs to be the same color. It's green. It's not green, it's red. We don't have ODD, which is where this number has to be 85% or less of this number. And it's going into a wall. There literally is no reason to take that trade. Did it work? Yes. Are there many that won't work? Yes. An elevator does have coil chop. An elevator and an SLZ and a double TX are the three that are actually allowed to have coil chop. All right, we got a short right here. Do we take this trade? But it's not just down, up, down, David, right? It has paw, mini magnet, cluster, all that. So, nope. We don't take it. It's not even a number 2. It doesn't even meet a number 2. Because a number 2 would meet the rules. And it doesn't meet any rules. It's got green DR. Has OPR on it. But it's got green DR. So, that's not a confirm. It's only a confirm when it's a valid setup. So, OPR, let me reiterate that. OPR only confirms when it's at a valid setup. So what I'm doing, and I recommend you do this every day, hopefully some of y'all are starting to do it. If you do this and you open up your chart and just don't do replay, just do one bar at a time like that. It's a lot easier. And analyze the chart. You will learn to see all of this so much faster. What are you like, man, the charts move so fast. If you will do what I'm doing right now, one bar at a time, the charts will slow down for you because you will start to read them much faster. Now, we're only like 6 minutes into the day. Oh, there was a TX. Do we take that trade? DR is red. It's above the yellow line. But we got coil chop. Again, we got down, up, down. So the bar closed down, the bar closed up, the bar closed down. We don't take that trade. Let's see here. Well, let me make it fit. All right, we got an SLZ coming off of a wall, and they often will break through levels. So I'd say it's a number 2 trade, except for you have one, you sort of have some HDD going with it as well. So yes, I would take that trade. I'm a very big fan of SLZs as long as they're close to a level. So that gives us 2. Let's skip some. All right, we got a TX short right there. Can we take that trade? Do we take TXs by them? Do we want to take a TX into a dynamic magnet? SLZs, yeah. A TX, no. So would have worked out, but still don't take it. All right, now we got a long. Do we take the long trade? Coil chop again. No. We got a long again with OPR. But against DR. No DD. So we don't take it. Okay, we got another short. Low DR and what? Coil chop. Getting a lot of coil chop today. Y'all get a big lesson on that. And even if it was a double TX, it's not, but if it was a double TX, you're in 2 to 3 bar chop. So you still wouldn't take it. All right, we got a long. Do we take it? Nope. All right, psychologically, is this hard? I'm just being real. I mean, we're only, like, 12 minutes into the day. But seeing all these trades, all these setups, and then we've seen a bunch of them work. They actually pretty much have all worked so far. Can that be hard on you at times? Now, are there many times where they don't work? And that's what you have to remember. That it's a 50-50 shot. And some days, none of them will work. Some days, all of them will work. Some days, half of them will work. And you can feel like you're missing out on something. Like, oh, I would have been done already. Man, I should have got that trade. No, you shouldn't have. Because you can only measure what you do consistently. Right? You can't measure inconsistency. So you got to measure what you do consistently and base it on that. And go, hey, I know a bunch of these just worked, but I'm not here for the few trades I just missed. Because what is going to happen? You're going to get frustrated. That feeling may pop up. And what are you going to be tempted to do? After you miss like 3 or 4 like that, you're gonna break the rules, revenge trade. You're gonna start. Maybe you'll stick to them a little bit, but you'll do a 1 trade, right? Where it's close, but it doesn't have DR. And then what's gonna happen to you? I mean, Murphy's Law, right? The next one you take is gonna lose. So you just got to remember, you're here to trade consistently. You're not here for today. You're here. You want to be here in a month making 250 grand a year. All right, so you want to be here in a year making 250 grand a year, not just for a day or a month. And when you get off that track, when you let that frustration get to you, you got to remind yourself, I got to do what normally works. Because otherwise, you see what I just did, and John's literally told me he's had people say, well, I watched Daryl, and a bunch of the trades that he skipped would have won, so I'm just going to take them all. And then they wonder why they're canceling because it's not working for them. So you got to do the same thing day in and day out. So the reason this one is wrong is it is against DR. All right, so let's keep going. And that made today a little bit hard because you see a lot of TXs that you can't take. And you saw a bunch of work. But are you here to trade well or are you here to make money? Which one should be your goal? Trade well. All right, we got an SLZ. Very close to a line. They call great reversals at levels. Got right off of a wall right there. Yes, I'm going to take it. I'm within 1 tick. You could put the entry a tick below the wall if you wanted to. But I'm going to take it. Now, I'm going to call that a number 2 trade. I do have a little OD, give me a little extra, right? I don't have a TX on it, but I do have OD, 39%. So that gives me a little extra oomph to it. But I'm going to put that in a number 2 category. Those who took and thrived knows what number 2 means, okay? And it calls a nice reversal. If it's going into it, like a tick. If it's close to it and going in the opposite direction, 2 points is my maximum distance from a level. Let's see here. Now we're going for a little dry spell for a few minutes. Remember, like, these bars, we only have 3 minutes on the screen. Alright, we got a filter TX short. Do we take it? If it's coming off of the level and going away from the level, 2 points. Got low DR. We don't take filter TXs with low DR. And you're going into a dynamic magnet. It's not strong enough normally. Sort of skipped one back there. Whoops. All right, we got a TX long. Do we take it? The green, it means the TX lines up with DR. The black means it's just a TX. So someone asked what the difference was between the green and the black. Green, it lines up with DR. So this one was a TX that was the same color as DR on that one and the previous one. Now, you did have one other thing going for you on this trade, but you're still going into a dynamic magnet. You actually could take this trade as a number 2. What's the one other thing you saw? And kudos to Benjamin for pointing it out. You have HDD. Greater than 125% OD number right here is greater than the trend of the previous number. So you could have taken that one as a number 2 trade. DR is not a requirement for HD. So you only have one cluster below you, right here. And there are some off to the left that could make you a little bit nervous too. So, but one of them's at your take profit level. So again, number 2, not quite a number 3. All right. So I would not blame anybody who didn't take that, but I wouldn't fault you for taking it. Yeah, you got to be watching. Somebody said that sometimes making the decision so fast you don't see the HD. And even when it's slow, a guy missed it at first. Benjamin pointed it out. And what you got to be doing is you got to be watching it. Is this HD? Is this OD? You know, the questions on the marker boards, which are going to be shipped out here soon to those who purchased the packet for Thrive. Ideally, what's the lowest for DR? Ideally, DR is at the yellow level, the low yellow level. All right, we got a short TX here. Do we take it? No. And again, this one works out. Frustrating day. They're working like crazy. Okay? But you got to keep your head. All right, now we got a long TX. Coming off of a dynamic magnet. It's not double clusters because you don't count the cluster on the current bar. But you got lower DR. You don't really have 1 to 2 bar chop, because to have chop, you have to have up and down. You only have 2 bars pullback. You'd have to have 2 bars up, 2 bars down. You had like 5 bars up, 2 bars down. So, technically, not really a good trade. And when it got that cluster, that's why I didn't label it as a TX. Let's see, filter. All right, now we're up here. We got a short with OPR at a wall. That's an ETX. ETXs are known for breaking through levels. So we take that trade? Yes, we do. Profitable trade. Doesn't have to line up. What is an ETX? It's a trapped X box. You get that blue thing with the red square. It laid a paw, which makes it even stronger. And it's within 2 ticks of a previous OP level, which you got right there. You have a ZOI. So right there, we go down and we made profit on that trade. Okay, now we got a TX here. Do we take this trade? An OP level is anything that order prints. It's we go over it in section 4 on what all the OP levels are, so make sure to watch the videos in section 4. But it includes a paw, a mini magnet, a ZOI. But make sure to, I know it's sort of slow and it's long. Watching section 4, they're long videos, but they really help you get all the vernacular down. OPR is order print rejection. It's something we cover in depth in Thrive. Yeah, and an eye block. Thank you, Seth. So, nope, we don't take this trade. Not a valid TX trade. Now, we've missed a lot of trades that would have won if we would have took them anyway. But how many losses have we taken? 0. Who's okay with that scenario? Missing out on winners. One of my favorite sayings from one of my trading mentors is, I'd always wish I have something I don't as have something I wish I didn't. Let me say that again. I'd always wish I have something I don't as have something I wish I didn't. Very, very true for trading. Tom, Thrive, you can buy Thrive on any computer. Phone, computer, whatever. And you got some of you addicts that said that you like to trade, you like to lose on the first trade of the day, so that way you can trade longer. I guess that's the positive way to look at it. Yes, ETXs do go through levels. Somebody said that in the room this morning. I was like, what? All right, so right here, do we have a trade? Nope. Not lining up with anything. We have a trapped X box. We don't have an ETX because it didn't lay a power mini magnet. It's strong. There's a lot of levels to come off of. Got a ZOI crash, got a dynamic magnet, got a mini magnet. This is where people take ones that we talk about in Thrive. Got all these things adding up. But it's not a trade setup. Don't turn a trade into a trade because you like it, because you feel it. Until you've traded at least 12 months consistently profitable, don't try to just fill the market. Okay? Why is it not a trade setup? Because it's not ODD, it's not an ETX, and it doesn't line up with DR. It's also going right into a dev level. What if it was dropping a mini magnet on the 10 and 30? I don't care. I'm not taking it. Do we have a rule that says if it drops a mini magnet on the 10 and 30, take a trade? Then don't do it. And again, this is a hard day because there's a lot of, pretty much every trade is worked out. All right, so here we got a TX long coming off a dynamic magnet. Got some ODD on it. It's going against DR. What is that? Is that a level 2, a 3, a 4? Definitely, at best, a 2. What is it running right into? Not just a ZOI, but a ZOI crash. See where you got this ZOI, the two different colored ZOIs coming together? That's a ZOI crash. Are those usually pretty strong? How do you feel about it now that you notice that ZOI crash and knowing that's a really strong level? It has ODD on it. I don't like it because we're going into a ZOI crash. So to me, it's a low 2. I don't like low 2s. Yeah, you got 2 purples and a green. Or turquoise, whatever that is. It's a pretty massive crash. Just basic TX trades, not a big fan. It works out, but what did it do? It gave you a heart attack, right? If it's just one ZOI, it'd be okay. But let me go over an important lesson here. You get in this trade, and the bar goes down like that. What should be your next move? Don't close it. You're going to, lose. Move your take profit to break even. There you go. So just grab your take profit and drag it down. Because a lot of times these coil chops, because you know it will be coil chop if it closes back up. Okay, so move your take profit down to break even. Now, that one worked out. It's okay. How many trades have we lost so far? Okay, are you okay with that? All right, we got a double TX coming off of a range. Hit the same level 3 times. It was an ODD, the previous one. Double TXs in a range do not need DR. In a trend, they need DR. So some say it doesn't please my eye. It's just a number 2. Some said this sort of seems like it's going to that same ZOI crash level. So on this one, I hate to tell you this, but it's your choice. It's not a bad trade, but it's not a great trade. So if you skipped it, I would not blame you. And look what happened. So did you have some things to be aware of? Now, what is the one thing that could have kept you out of the trade? Who can tell me what's the objective reason you could have stayed out of this trade? Like, completely objective. It's not DR, because you're in a range. I wouldn't so much count the cluster, because you don't know when that cluster popped up. There we go. We got chop. Up a bar, down 2 bars. 2 bars, 3 bars, 1 bar, whatever. The chop would have been the completely objective reason to stay out. The ZOI would have been another great reason to stay out. So, because I want y'all to get this feeling for like, if you're like, don't take the trade. Does that make sense? I mean, really, like if you're just like, I don't know about this one. Now, if everything lines up, then if you're like, get over it and just do it. But if you're like, we got chop right here. I mean, yeah, it's a double TX. Yeah, it's coming off of a range. Going into that ZOI crash. And then it flies down. All right, we got a TX short right here. Did that help y'all, though? Like, just going through that? Like, sort of why you'd like it, but why you wouldn't? We got a short going into a wall. Yeah, one thing Lori mentioned that Brian brought up is that if it gets into a chop range, it's a 50-50 on that third one if it's going to bounce or not. That's a good point. It's got a wall, got a mini magnet, it's got a cluster. DR's low. More than anything, it does not have HD. HD would require 125% of the previous number. So it's not HD. It has to be 125% or higher to be HD. But is DR at our minimum level? That's my big question for you. It's not a little HD. It's not even equal. It's not even kind of HD. Equal is not HD. 125%. Is DR low? That is a big rule on filter TXs. So even if there wasn't a wall there, should you take the trade? No. All right, we got a long. Do we take this? Nope, no reason to take it. Like I said, tough day because there's so many that are working. Now we got a short going into a wall. Not ODD, I know that from just this morning. And it's going into a wall. And it's going against DR. We got an SLZ within a couple points of a dynamic magnet. is going against DR on that last one. But, so SLZ within 2 points of a mini magnet. We like them? Yes. Finally got a trade. And look at that. That SLZ called the move. By the way, what do you think I love SLZs with? Simplicity, yeah. What if I got an LRE with an SLZ? That could have been an LRE right there. All right, we got an elevator. Coil chop. Is it going in the right direction? An elevator should be going up from the trend, not down. I'd say it's early enough, but it's pointing down. An elevator would be pointing up on the trend. So no, we don't take it. And that one would have lost. Unless you were smart and took off right before the level. All right, we got another short. In a very tight little range. Do we take this trade? Nope. Got 2-bar, 3-bar chop. And we're going right into the bottom of a range. Now we get a long. Do we take that trade? No. There's no reason to take the trade. Doesn't meet any of the setup rules. Now we get a short. Do we take that trade? No. I wish we could have, but no. But I'd rather wish I have something I don't as have something I wish I didn't. Now we get a filtered TX long. Do we take it? What is one of the #1 rules with filtered TX longs? What does it have to have? There's no chop there. 2-bar pullback is not chop. Chop requires up, down movement. Not flying up, pulling back a couple bars. That's fine. The #1 reason you wouldn't take this trade is the DR is too low. Doesn't meet the minimum DR requirement. Yep. Filter TXs. You need that DR to be at that lower yellow line. There's no range. A pullback off of a trend is not a range. A range is where it's going in between levels. And that trade would have lost. Just because you didn't follow the DR rule. All right, we got an elevator right here. What are we doing? We got room. Is it off of a recent low or a recent high? Or are we quite a bit up in the trend? Coil chop is okay. An elevator, by definition, has coil chop, a trapped X box with a polar mini magnet, and a cluster in the 3rd bar or the 2nd bar. But we're late in the trend. It has to be going the opposite way off of a recent low or the opposite way off a recent high. So it is a no trade. And by the way, here's again. If you would have taken it, which you shouldn't have, and it went up and then a bar closed down, where do you set your take profit? Drag it to there and drag your, like if it closed down here, drag your take profit to right there, you grab 5 ticks, okay? Oh, did I miss one? Oh, that wasn't an ETX. ETX. Oh, that one. It shouldn't be lower. If it is, you have a different template loaded. I'm using the regular templates that are in the sniper settings. If you want to change them, the level is like 1.2 and 1.5. I don't like this because it's going into a dynamic magnet, and I don't like it because we've been chopping. So it worked, but I would not have taken it. If it wouldn't have been chopping, I would have taken it despite the level. Because technically the take profit was at the level. So, let's just say you did take it. Should you wait for the level or should you take it right before the level? Before. But with all this, like, 2-bar chop going on, I'm not taking it. Notice I'm really picky. Am I pretty picky about these trades? Do y'all see the results I get? Maybe you should be picky too. I made 12 grand today. I made another $1,000 tonight. All right, we got a TX. Do we take the trade? It's HDD. If you say no, why do you say no? Well, it'll take profit before it hits the dynamic magnet. It only has one ZOI. It's not a crash. One of the clusters is before. There's one cluster, but the other cluster, you take profit before that. Low DR does not matter in an HD trade. Only matters in a filtered TX trade. Let me repeat that. Low DR only matters in a filtered TX trade. But they're not two different ZOIs, so it's not a crash. It's a valid trade. It has hidden divergence, and there's nothing in the way. Let's see here. We got a TX short. It's an almost ODD. Do we take almost trades? No. So we don't take it. We got a long there. Do we take that trade? We don't have ODD on it, I promise you that. No. Doesn't meet any of the rules. Would have lost. All right, we got a short trade. Do we take it? No. Sorry, trying to move forward here because we're going over. Let's see here. Double TX. Do we take it? Double TX is a wow coil chop, but you're in a very choppy area, so it's a low number 2. So coil chop right here, but look at all this chop right here. Look left to trade right. I don't like it. May work out, but I don't like it. Look at that. Okay. Also, it wasn't really trending, and it's not with DR on DR, that bar and the bar before. And it's going into a 30-tick mini magnet. Right here. We got a coil chop trade, nothing happening. We got a third bar swing. Is that at the beginning of the trend, or is it after it's coil chop already? It's already coiled, so do we take it? No. We got an SLZ. Remember I said if it's going into it, it has to be within 1 tick. So I want to, this is a good way to point this out. It has to be within 1 tick if it's going into it. So are we more than 1 tick away? So do we take the trade? No. Oh, whoa. Jumped right past those. Got a long. We take it. Going into a wall. There's nothing good about that. Would have lost. Right after it, we got a short. Do we take it? No. We got a double TX. Going with DR. Coming off a wall. Can we take it? Yes, we can. And it wins. All right, we got a sort of a range-bound semi-quasi ODD because it's at the same low. No. Semi-quasi, yeah, don't do that. All right, we got a short HDD trade. Oh, and I missed this one. First, we have a long. Do we take the long? $10.48. You did have an ETX, so you could have taken it for that. Yeah. It would have won. So, chop, no trade. Now we got a short HDD trade. Can we take it? Yes. Profitable. Alright, and that's where I usually wrap up. Yeah, you can take an HDD trade. Don't have to line up a DR. An ETX can have coil, but I'm going to call it a lower number 2 if it does. HDD is usually strong enough to push through. 1049. ETX, yep, actually that wasn't a valid ETX, that was valid. Good job, Hugo. It took profit before the wall. Alright, did y'all pick up some helpful nuggets tonight? You should be using one contract. How many contracts do I use? It doesn't matter how many I use. You should be using one contract for the first 3 months. $10.49. Nope, didn't have a trapped Xbox. No, I guess it did have a trapped Xbox, but it went right into a wall. $10.38. I'll review this one, then we gotta cut it off. $10.38. What about it? That's an ETX that if you would have taken, would have washed. So, did you get your 3 before that ETX ever came up? So, you had to skip over a lot of good trades. Or, let's just say winning trades, not good trades. So, it was a hard day. But were there trades that lost? Eventually. No, I don't have time to go into simplicity tonight. We're already like half an hour over. Jeff, let me see your charts. If you're having trouble, I'll be glad to help you. So, again, let me remind you that money indicator, don't use it, okay? Don't let all those good trades make you start making bad trades. Don't let your P&L control you. And then a reminder, we got the Easter specials. We got the daily flash sales. So they're going to be up every day at midnight. Be in the elite room, ask questions, share charts. I want to start seeing your charts, Jeff. Learn, grow, be engaged. I want to get you there, make sure you're rocking it. And I hope y'all all have a happy Easter. And I hope you have a great time with your family. I don't know. Somebody sent me this mouse pointer a long time ago. All right. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless. Good night.